Angela here again, the Chicken Coop, and today I wanted to talk to y'all about setting up your home herbal apothecary. Now, this is something that's very new to me, but I'm learning about it, so definitely I am not the expert. But what I thought I would do is I've kind of been working on this a little bit, learning about it, and I would just kind of share with y'all my insights and kind of what I have gleaned together to learn about herbalism, okay? Now, as some of y'all know, I'm an RN. I have my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, and I'm a labor and delivery nurse. Before I became a labor and delivery nurse, I've kind of always worked in the medical field. I've worked in doctor's offices, doing clerical work. I've worked in nursing homes, I was an activities director. I also, for a long time before I became a nurse, I worked in a dental office, and I worked for a dental office for 10 years. Oh, and I also worked for hospice. So I've just been around a lot of just general medical information and that kind of thing. And I probably would have become a nurse a lot sooner, but a few things happened early on in my life, as far as like I had a teacher in high school that did not believe that girls needed to progress in science, and so he kind of discriminated against us and did not encourage us for that. My freshman year science teacher had her doctorate in science, and she was a woman, and she was very pro women being in science. But then I went to him, and he was my biology teacher, my chemistry teacher in high school, and he just wasn't very friendly or encourage the girls. He always just encouraged the boys to go into science. So I've always kind of had a medical background. Still believe in modern medicine, that I believe that our modern medicine healthcare system is limping along a lot, and I feel like that there might be a time that we needed to take, well, we always need to take our healthcare into our own hands, but I feel like there really will be a time that we might have to take our healthcare into our own hands. So in America, we have been very blessed, and we take for granted what our healthcare system has. And we take for granted that it's always going to be there, and it just may not be there at some point. So because of my medical experience, I feel like I need to be prepared. I feel like if that were to happen, that people would be coming to me and asking me for, help or things like that. And I just feel like God's really laid that on my heart, that I need to be prepared. Now, a lot of people do essential oils and all those kind of things, and my opinion is a little different from what a lot of people's essential oils, their stance on essential oils, and I'm not putting any of that down. I do believe that medicine, how it all got started with, is what the herbs that God gave us to use and to heal ourselves. There's lots of herbs mentioned in the Bible, and I believe in that. But I also believe in medicine as well. But for what I believe is, what my focus is on the herbs that I have at hand. If the whole system is broken, if the medical system is broken, more than likely the chain get essential oils, all that kind of stuff is going to be broken as well. And so I feel like for me, this is where I'm coming from, I need to learn what I have on hand that I can use to help people. I don't need an herb from Somalia to be able to help somebody. I need to know what I have here in East Texas that's growing right in my backyard, or that I can grow myself with ease, what I can do with those herbs. So I'm not saying that the herbs from other countries are not great herbs. I'm not saying that essential oils aren't great, but I feel like I need to learn about what I have in my own backyard. And I feel like that's where my focus needs to be first. I don't need to be learning about an herb that, number one, if the whole system breaks down, I'm not going to be able to get. And also, too, if I only know herbs in a little bottle that's already processed, what good is that going to do me? I need to know about the herbs that are growing here. I need to know how to identify them. I need to know how to dry them and save them and process them, and that's what my focus is on. Not to say any of that is wrong. That's just what my focus is on. In doing this, in my learning process, I've looked all over YouTube, I've looked over books, I've looked over medical studies. I've done a lot of research. I just feel like, you know, I'm starting to glean some things, get some information together, and by all means, I am not an expert. But I wanted to talk to you about what all I have put together. Number one is I need to feel like I need to be set up. I need to have things together. I need to have an area that's put together that I can start using and processing these herbs and have everything in one central location. When I first got started, I didn't have very many things, and so it wasn't bothering me. But now, as I'm kind of getting more and more things and getting into some things and doing the research, I'm always like that. I'm kind of one of these people that I have to have it all organized before I can function, and if I don't have it organized, I can't function. And so that's kind of what I've been working on, is getting it all organized and put together. The second thing is I kind of made a list of some of the minor medical emergencies that I might have to deal with, that an herb might help me with. So I feel like I need to have something for fever, something for a headache or pain, something to stop any kind of bleeding, of course an infection, nausea or diarrhea, a toothache, depression or anxiety, some sort of high blood pressure issues, and like hives and allergic reaction. And I know that's just minimal, but that's just kind of my focus for right now. Those are some of the problems that I could see in the future that I might have to treat. So I might need to get kind of prepared for that. Other things that I think that we might need to prepare for to have in our emergency apothecary, besides herbs, are just some basic supplies to be stocked up on, like how you stock your pantry, is to have some things prepared and stocked up just in case. And some of those basics would be like Epsom salts, Listerine, Vetricin. I'm a huge proponent of Vetricin. I love Vetricin. Gauze, wraps, Band-Aids, vet wrap, an O2 sat, and a stethoscope, a blood pressure cuff, hydrogen peroxide, and alcohol. So those are just some first aid supplies. Now that doesn't include other medications that are over the counter that you might want to have on hand. Those are just some basics. Some advanced equipment that I feel like I might need to have on hand, especially because I'm a nurse and I feel like I could do these skills, is sutures. I need a hemostat, a needle driver, a scalpel, some splints, maybe some drains just in case. Those are some things that I'm looking into. I have a lot of that already. Some of the books and resources that I feel like I have need to put together are, I've got this book, Rosemary Gladstar's Medicinal Herbs. I've got, a friend of mine has got the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies, an extra copy that she's going to sell to me, so I'm getting that. I also want to order another book. It's called Hedgerow Medicine. And then of course I'm also making my own notes and things from videos that I watch. Some of the videos that channels that I watch is She's of the Woods. And of course Rain Country does a lot of herbal things. Those are some of the ones that I frequently watch about my herbal information. I trust them. I like this book, but to me it has a lot more, making a lot of blends, and I feel like more treating each herb as an individual is kind of where I'm going now. I think I need to learn each herb before I start mixing a bunch of stuff together. I need to really know about each individual herbs. That's one thing that I really like. She is of the woods, is she talks about each individual herb. She makes a lot of things just with each individual herb. And you can always add things together, but you can't take things apart. And if all your inventory is in a mixture and you needed this herb to do, this herb can do this, this, and this, but you have it all mixed in for one thing, then you can't take it out to do another thing. And I feel like for an emergency type situation, my emergency stockpile, I need that herb to be multifaceted. So I sat down and made a list of all the herbs that I have kind of at my ready that I can either grow or want to grow, I could forage for. And I started making a list, and I was shocked when I came up with this many herbs that I have on hand. If I can learn about 40 herbs, that's huge. That is a huge apothecary full of herbs that you need to know about. Why do I need to order herbs from some country and have some herb that I can't even say the name of? And I can say a lot of weird names because I'm in the medical industry. When I have 40 that's readily available to me and free, almost free, or just going to take a little bit of effort for me to go and get them. So I'm going to go over this list really quick. Rosemary, thyme, lemon balm, comfrey, parsley, lamb's ear, dandelion, bee balm, bay leaf, garlic, onion, basil, ginger, violets, yarrow, clove, elderberry, nettle, plantain, chamomile, echinacea, calendula, white willow bark, plantain, aloe vera, cabbage, cayenne, cilantro, cleavers, lemon, mullein, lavender, mints, sage, purslane, Queensland lace, red clover, vitex seeds, and valerian. Now there's only a few in here that I don't grow, or that I need to get the seeds or plants or whatever to grow, or I need to start finding it in my area. Number one, I've tried to go, I can grow ginger, but I've tried to grow turmeric and I'm not growing turmeric. I haven't been successful with that. So I'm going to try again this next year to grow turmeric. Nettle, I personally have not found nettle in the wild here. I'm sure it grows. Everybody says it grows everywhere, but I've not found it. So I'm going to go hunting. When I start doing my nature walks again, I'll start hunting for nettle. The other one is plantain. I've never seen plantain around here. There's kind of a bigger leaf one, and there is a long, long leaf, wide leaf that I feel like I have seen that one as well. And I'm going to search for that one. Chamomile. I've never grown chamomile, but I feel like I can grow chamomile, so I'm going to work on growing chamomile next year. Calendula. I have grown calendula before, but it's been a while. Lavender. I'm not very successful at growing lavender, but there are places around here that have lavender, so I could probably, if I couldn't grow it myself, I could resource it locally or around here. There's people that have lavender. Purslane. Purslane is just a weed. It's been on our property. I usually pull it up, but I'm not going to be pulling it up now. I'm going to be pulling it up and using it for my Herbal Apothecary. Of course, Queensland lace is around here, red clover's around here, vitex seeds, and valerian. Valerian, I have never grown before, but I feel from what my research is that I will be able to grow it. I've never seen it sold anywhere, so I'm going to have to research how I can get seeds, get a plant, something like that. But that's one other root that I want, or one other plant that I want to learn to grow. So as you can see, that is a lot of herbs, a lot of different things, combinations you can do with that. And I feel like I really need to concentrate on these. I really need to concentrate on growing them, identification in the wild, processing them, that type of thing. That's what my concentration is going to be on with my Herbal Apothecary journey. My Herbal Apothecary journey is going to be kind of focused on making tinctures, oils, salves, probably not many salves, but oils, and teas. I will learn to make some teas and have some teas. With the tinctures, I do feel like if the poop hits the fan some way, you could even at least find some moonshine. So tinctures, oils, of course. Sourcing the oils might be an issue because you won't have access to the oils like we're used to now, like olive oil or avocado oil or grapeseed oil or those type of oils. We might not have that, so that might be a source that might run dry. But I'm sure a long time ago our ancestors used good old lard to make things when they had to use some sort of oil, okay? And then of course the teas are just, they're easy, you know, as long as you have water, you can make a tea. So those are kind of the three ways I'm going to concentrate on using my herbs. I'm not going to make capsules or anything like that. I'm just concentrating on bare bones, bare basic herbalism. That's what I'm going for. Now, some of the supplies I'm going to show y'all my little area that I put all this together in. And like I say, it's nothing fancy. It's going to grow with time, and hopefully I'll show you with y'all and share with y'all more things about my herbalism journey and what I've learned. Like I say, I'm not an expert. I'm just gathering information, just, you know, gathering the information from reliable sources that I can trust, or I feel I just get a good sense of their values or coincide with my values, my Christian values, my values as what I believe, how we need to treat what God's given us and provided for us, and also how they feel about using the herb in general, their values for that, and what kind of like their own path to herbalism kind of lines up with mine. Those are the people that I'm more drawn to and learn more information from. Let me set up in there and I'll show you and go through some of my supplies and where I will store my herbs and that kind of thing. So here is just a cabinet in an extra bedroom of our house. It's where I'm going to store my herbs and my supplies. I have some mullein tinctures preparing. Let's see what else I got here. It's a rosemary tincture, a parsley tincture, and another rosemary tincture. One of these may be an oil. Yes, this is a rosemary oil. And I have some more lemon balm tincture that I've already made. Now, a friend of mine just brought me by the other day. She had made fermented honey and garlic. And they live close to me, and they also have bees. So that is another resource. I don't have bees, but I would always be able to resource beeswax and honey from her. Some other things that we have in here is I have, vodka, some other alcohols. These are just some some fire whiskey and some Tennessee honey whiskey. Got those on a trip. You can tell we're not drinkers. I got those on a trip 2 or 3 years ago when we went to Lynchburg, Tennessee, to the Jack Daniel's distillery. And I have some avocado oil, and I do have some coconut oil and some beeswax that I need to add in here. I have just some lids in here, some canning lids, and just in a little basket. These are by used canning lids, so this is one way to recycle your used canning lids on your tincture jars and things. And of course you could always, these are just some small ball jars and stuff that I have, but you could always recycle and use some of your small jars as well for your herbalism. And I have some just general kitchen supplies. I've got a funnel. If I get into some smaller bottles to order a little set of those little small stainless steel funnels, I probably would do that. This is a funnel that I got on one of my thrift store hauls, and it actually has a very fine strainer in the bottom of it. Very, very, very fine. And it, as you can see, it comes off, so you could use it without that, or you could put that strainer in there and screw this lid on. And I thought this was excellent way to strain some of your tinctures or oils or things when you're using in your jars. So I brought that in here because I have tons of these funnels. That's the only one I have with a strainer. Now I ordered this the other day as another strainer. This is like a permanent coffee strainer, and it is extremely fine little sieve. And I liked it because it had, like, you see how it's got this little handle, and it also came with this scoop, this stainless steel. This is stainless steel, so it could be washed. And this is stainless steel, and this is a 2 tablespoon scoop. So I liked it came together. It was about $11.99, I think, not very much. And one of the other things that I noticed in here, when I was setting this up, there's a hook right there, and I could hook that up there, put a big jar under it or a bowl under it, and it could strain right there. Another thing that I'm looking for, I haven't gotten it yet, is some sort of mortar and pestle. But in the meantime, what I've used as my mortar and pestle is I just have a little bowl with a handle on it, a little pottery bowl. And then this is just a little tool from Pampered Chef that you really use for your muffin tins, but you could also use it to pound out your herbs, especially when they're dry. They're easy to break apart. Of course, I'll bring my books and stuff in here. I also have like a little workspace if I wanted to work in here and do some of this here, or I could just take it with me into the kitchen and work on it there, either way. So these are some of my supplies, and this is going to be my in-house Herbal Apothecary. And then of course I already have a lot of other medical supplies, and I'm getting those together. I'm going to put those, I may store them down here. I kind of already have a lot of that together, and so this may become my kind of like a little emergency room area, my doctor's office. So thanks for visiting with me, and I hope you continue with me and learn as I learn through our Herbal Apothecary journey. So thanks for visiting me, talking with me. Bye-bye.